Well, hello. Thank you and good morning. Thank you for being here with us today. I wanted to tease out a little bit more where I ended on Sunday. I was talking about a way for each and every one of us to be on mission, individually and in community. If you're watching this, you may have heard that on Sunday, but maybe you didn't watch Sunday. And so, again, either way, I want to tease that out for you. When I say for us, and for God says for us, to always be open, to always be watching, the gospel talks about a king leaving and Jesus returning. And we read that in Luke chapter 19, a nobleman going to a far distant place to come back as king. And there's been parables leading up to this one that talks about how bad would it be for you to be found not doing what you were supposed to do in the absence of a king. In the same way, I believe that God's asked us to always be watchful, always be looking, always putting to work. And so being open is something that is extremely critical to us in the sense of being open to where God is leading, open to what God is doing in our lives and the lives around us. And so often, rather than waiting for a miracle to happen, participating in the miracle. I want to talk about that a little bit. When Jesus fed the 5,000, he was performing a miracle. But you notice how he didn't do it by himself. And it wasn't that he couldn't. It was that he didn't want to. And that is another example of being open to what God is doing by putting to work what he's given you. Jesus invites the disciples to count how much bread and loaves there are to feed that 5,000. They come back to him with a report that's not enough. Yet Jesus multiplies what they had and begins to feed everyone who was there and had leftovers. The Bible reads 5,000, but that's because the Bible accounts men. When you add their children and wives, scholars say that there were probably closer to 15 to 20,000 people present. So a few loaves and a few fish feeding 15 to 20,000 people. That wasn't a miracle that the disciples got to witness. That was a miracle that the disciples got to partake in. And when we're always open to what God is doing, it's no longer about witnessing miracles, it's partaking in them. I just want to encourage you this morning that if you've been wondering what God is doing and where he's called you to do, where he's called you to go, and how it is that you can be a part of a miracle, I just want to encourage you to, figuratively speaking, and spiritually speaking, open your eyes to the very moments that God has you in. When someone cuts you off the road, when you respond, is that with grace or is that with hate? When someone's pro-Trump and you're pro-Biden, do you look at them as an enemy or as someone to love? When somebody is rude towards you, do you respond with rudeness, or is that an opportunity to respond in love? I think that God puts us in situations every single day, daily, multiple times in one day even, for us to be a part of something special and the people on the other side of us. I just want to invite you to ask God where it is you're at right now and where it is he's taking you for tomorrow. And in the process, pray this: God, give me an open heart. Give me a heart that's open to your leading, that's open to your spirit. Because your promise in Matthew 28 is that you will be with me until the very end of age. I'm not in this alone. Give me an open mind of what it looks like to love my neighbor and to be in community and to do things that I don't otherwise wouldn't do without your leading. Because God, in my flesh, I just want to go home and turn on TV and hang out. But in my spirit, I want to go love my neighbor and get to know their story and help them come to know Christ. God, help me be open to that. I want to obey your leading. And I trust that wherever you're taking me is exactly where you want me to go. Amen. Thanks for tuning in today. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.